Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in on today's video. If you're new, welcome. My name is Susan. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with a bonus video here and there. Today's video is something I thought might be apropos to the times. We're all dealing with issues of the pandemic, and a lot of people have come to me and said, you know, what do I do about these acne scars? Because of the coronavirus and the pandemic, a lot of doctors' offices still don't have face-to-face appointments, and a lot of salons are still not providing the services of facials. So a lot of people are taking it upon themselves to pop their own pimples and remove their own blackheads. And you know, that's all well and good, but you want to be sure that if you're doing that, that your hands are clean. I would rather you use a tool rather than your fingers. Because if you have anything on your fingers or under your nails and you have a little abrasion on the surface of your skin while you're popping your pimple, bacteria can get right into that abrasion and cause an infection and cause more acne. So here's what I would recommend. If you have gone to town popping your pimples, and I'm a realist, let's be honest, you know, people are always popping their own pimples. Even after the pandemic is over and done, you're all still going to be popping your own pimples. But here's some remedies that I can help you with, and ways in which I can help you conceal the acne scars until they've healed. The one thing you want to do if you have popped your pimples and you have some acne scars on your face, now keep in mind those acne scars, without any kind of product, they're going to be there for a very long time. And so what you want to do is you want to get a scar gel. There's two that I want to recommend. The first one is Derma-E. They make a fantastic scar gel. It's got 4 to 5 stars. And it's highly effective. The other product is Mederma Scar Gel. Both of those products are available at one of the places I know of is Walgreens online. So you can order either one of those online at Walgreens, and I'll link them below. Unfortunately, I don't have the products here to show you, but you would apply the scar gel, I believe it's twice a day. You would apply the scar gel twice a day, and you'll see that the scar gel will heal. In the meantime, while you're waiting for that scar gel to heal, I've got some great techniques that I want to show you to conceal it. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a good, thick putty primer. Now, something like an e.l.f. putty primer or the Physicians putty primer, those are great for all over the face, and there's not a lot of pore filling going on. You want a thick primer. So you want to use something like the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. You want to use something like a Benefit Professional, or perhaps a Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. Those are the thicker ones that I'm aware of. Unfortunately, all three are high-end. I have yet to find a good drugstore pore filling primer that's as thick, that really does fill the pores in. Today, I'm going to show you a technique. I'm going to just use dark spots on my face, which can mimic acne scars. The thing is, the reason why you want to use a thick primer is because some scars can leave bumps and indentations. So I suggest you get yourself a good thick pore filling primer. You need something that's going to settle into those areas. So I have this brush here from Real Techniques. This is a Real Techniques 018 brush, and I'll show you the point on it. It's very small. So you're going to pick up some of your, just a little bit of your putty primer, And then what you want to do is you want to use this fine brush to really get in there and fill that area in. And then take your finger and just pat it. And you're going to have to do this more than once if you've got that indentation or bumpy area. And you want to just take some of that, see how thick the tart one is? You really, that's what you want to really fill in your pores, and then bump it in. And you want to repeat that until that area has completely flattened out. So that will take care of the texture. Now you want to take care of the color. So the next thing we're going to go into is something that is apricot or peach toned or deep orange, depending on your skin tone. I have the Pixie Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to take that same brush. So we've fixed the texture of the acne scar. Now let's go in and hide the darkness, the dark spot. So again, using that same fine brush and your Pixie corrector, you pick up a little of that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to dot it on that area. Just like so. Just like this. You're going to take your finger and you're going to pat it. And if that doesn't conceal it, you need to go back in and do another little bit of a layer right on top, dot it, and blend it in. Now, yes, you're going to see the peach, and that's okay because you're going to apply foundation or concealer over that. If you've got nice skin other than those few acne spots or acne scars, then you really don't need a full coverage foundation. Use a concealer that is something like a Milani Conceal and Perfect that you can use all over the face and then blend it out. So now we've concealed it, we've fixed the texture, and we've concealed the spot with a peachy corrector. Now what you want to do is go over that with your foundation. Today I've got the Bobbi Brown, what is this called? Skin Foundation Stick. And so I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to go all over the face. And when you get to that point, where you have that acne scar that you've concealed the texture, you've concealed the darkness. If you're going to use a stick foundation, you're just going to use a patting motion right over that, just like this. You're not going to rub it because you're going to rub all of that color corrector right off. So you're just going to pounce over that, okay? And then I would suggest using a damp sponge. I like to use a brush. This is the e.l.f., what is this? The e.l.f. complexion brush, the dual-ended one side for foundation, one side. Now, in a case like this, you don't want a real dense brush. You want something like the e.l.f. one that has a bit of give, because if you use a dense brush to blend, it's going to blend that right away. Let's start with that area that we've concealed, and I'm just tapping with the brush like this, just tapping. And then I'm going to go over the rest of the foundation. And blend it in. And granted, I'm not using a lot of foundation today, which is fine. But you want to go over that. And if you find you need to do a little more concealing, you just take the brush, and again, you're going to pat, 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 just to get that all blended in. Now, concealer. If you find that that hasn't concealed the area, use a concealer. Do not use a concealer that's lighter than your skin because that'll cause attention to it. Use a concealer, as I mentioned, the Milani one. I'm using my NARS, but you want to use one that's skin tone. So what I do is, you're just going to take it and you're just going to put a dot there. And I'll put a little here and under my eyes. Okay, then I'm going to use the other side. Now, on this, I'm just going to do a pat, pat, pat. And then tap it with the finger. There you go. I mean, I don't see that at all. Now, let me just blend this in. If you like to use a brush like me to apply your foundation and your concealer, be sure when you're done blending it in that you're going in a downward motion, really to get those edges blended out right there. So there you go. Now, what I would recommend is if you have oily skin, even if you have normal to dry skin, I would still suggest setting that with a powder. And I would suggest you set it with a puff rather than a brush, because you're just going to tap over that area. So I'm just going to take the puff that's in my powder, and I'm just going to take it and pat that powder. I can blend it in everywhere else. Like so. But take that puff, pick up a little powder, and you're just going to pat it just like this to set that area down. And that should take care of concealing your acne scar. And granted, over time with a scar gel, that'll heal probably within a few weeks, I would imagine, heal your scar, your acne scar. And now I've just given you some great tips on how to conceal the acne scar, even concealing the texture. Again, using a thick, see how thick this one is? This is my Tarte, this is my Holy Grail. This is super thick. This really, the reason why it's my Holy Grail is because it gets really into those pores and really fills them in before you apply your makeup. So there you go. There is my tutorial on how to conceal acne scars during the pandemic. Now, my next video, if you like this video, I would like to do another one on blackheads and removing blackheads safely during the pandemic until you can see a facialist, an esthetician. So if you like this video and you're finding it helpful, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment to that effect, because if this is not something that you're all are interested in, then I'm happy to move on. I've got other videos planned, but I really had this one that I wanted to film. I hope you enjoyed it. I hoped it was helpful. I mean, you know, it's never good to pop your own pimples, but I'm a realist and I know that you're gonna pop them during the pandemic and you're gonna pop them after the pandemic. But you know what? It's your skin, and if that's your right to do that if you wish. I would suggest you use a blemish tool, however, and I'm going to put pictures on the screen of the blemish tools as well, and I'll link everything below as far as the 2 scar gels and the blemish tools. You can get them at any drugstore. You can get them at Ulta. So that is how to heal and conceal acne scars during the pandemic and after. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.